Welcome back to Rivals in the Booth. I'm your host, Kyle Holton, joined by my best friend, John Michael Roberts. It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, October 15th, in the great state of Alabama. A little cool outside. We're getting that fall weather. Man, it's football season. Football season is in full swing. And let's get to talking about it. Bama escapes versus South Carolina. 27-25. South Carolina brought it down to the wire. Man, it was a really close game. Very chaotic finish. Defense continuing to struggle. That wasn't a great week. Wasn't a great watch. Milroe struggled this week as well, throwing 2 interceptions, both just not great throws by him. The defense, however, did get 3 turnovers. I said that we would have 3 at minimum, and I said Malachi Moore would need to get 1, and guess what? He got a fumble recovery. So I am very pleased with that.
Great call.
Yeah, great call there. Great call by me. Bama wins 27-25, but, man, we have got to play better if we expect to beat Tennessee at home for the 3rd Saturday in October. That game coming up is going to be a really good one. I think Tennessee, struggled a little bit against Florida, but I think they're a really good team. I think Heupel's a good coach, and so we've got to be playing our butts off. We've got to be prepared for this game. Speaking more on Alabama, we have flipped a JUCO edge, Kavonte Henry from Mississippi State. He is the number 1 ranked JUCO edge in the 2025 class. He's currently ranked number 2 nationally by 24/7 Sports Composite, and then for JUCO 24/7 Sports, he's ranked number 4 nationally, but the number 1 player out of California for this year. So really excited about that. It's a really good commit. Excited that DeBoer is still recruiting very well. We have the number 2 class and can make it a number 1 class easily. So excited to see what we do with the rest of recruiting. Man, not much more I can say about this game, except it was an ugly win. It was a struggle win. I'm not very pleased with the way we're playing right now. Defense has still got to get better. I mean, we gave up so many 3rd downs. Once again, it was, let me go look at the team stats. 3rd down efficiency, they were 7 for 15. Now, they did get 5 on 1 drive. So other than that, I mean, they were 1 for 8, 2 for 8, 2 for 10, so 20%. But yeah, I mean, 5 on 1 drive is just insane. They were 1 for 2 on 4th downs. They had 374 yards against us, 242 passing, and 132 rushing. So still not looking great. We held the ball a lot longer than we did last week, so that's good. Over 28 minutes rather than 17, and then they held the ball for 31. So still got to play better. Just undisciplined. Did not enjoy watching that game. It wasn't a fun win. I'll say that.
Well, at least you're 5-1.
I'll say, yeah. I mean, there's still a chance for us to make it to the SEC championship. So Texas A&M at the top of the SEC, but I'll throw it to you. We can talk about Auburn coming up a bye week. 2 weeks to prepare for Mizzou. How are you feeling about traveling to Missouri?
I'm a little nervous just because I think Missouri, even though they are 5-1 and got the break speed off them by Texas A&M 2 weeks ago, but I still think they're a better team on paper. Brady Cook has been playing a lot better than Peyton Thorne has, and I'm still worried about our young secondary. So I think he's going to have a game similar to what he's had last year, just in terms of production. So I'm not expecting the Auburn win, but with how our defense has been able to keep us in games recently, I think they'll do a good enough job for us to be in a competitive game. But I don't think our offense is going to be consistent enough to get it done.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I know it's at Missouri, but I think it's going to be a close game. And I'll get down to who I picked to win later, but I do think it's going to be a close game.
The spread is only 5.5 Missouri, so
it's close.
Predicted to be a close game.
Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to wait. I'll give you my pick. I think Missouri wins the game, but I think they win it by field goal. I think it's very close. I think it's a very close game. I think this is where, and if Auburn wins, it's a chance for y'all to turn your season around. I mean, in all honesty, it's a huge chance to turn the season around.
I agree with you. This is going to make or break the second half of our season.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because we need to go 4-2 minimum to make a bowl game. And if we can't win here, I don't think we can win the rest of the games outside of maybe like ULM and Kentucky.
Yeah, you may be able to beat Kentucky.
Yeah.
Vandy, this can be a close game. Louisiana
Yeah.
Monroe. A&M has looked really good, and then you play Bama. I'm not saying
Exactly.
Bama looks the greatest, but you're playing in Tuscaloosa, and Bama
Yeah.
hasn't lost to Auburn in Tuscaloosa for a while.
Yeah,
So
the last time Cam Newton was still in college.
yeah,
So I
exactly.
don't have much confidence for us in Tuscaloosa this year.
Yeah. As for Bama versus UTK, Bama struggle win against South Carolina. UTK struggle win against Florida. They escaped that game, beat Florida. Man, Napier, go for two. Gosh, go for two, you win the game. But a little more on that later. I've got to take Tennessee at home. I guess you didn't give your pick for Auburn and Mizzou, but go ahead.
Oh, my fault. I'm kind of out of it today. But yeah, I got
Yeah,
like how I was saying earlier. I think Missouri is going to win, but I think it's going to be close.
yeah, it's a close game. But yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee. I hate to pick against Bama, but just these last 2 weeks have not looked great. Having to play Tennessee at Tennessee is just not something I look forward to.
Yeah.
So give me Tennessee in a very, very close game, but we'll see.
I'm a superstitious person. Last 2 weeks I picked Bama, and they've kind of struggled with both games. So I'm going Bama again and hope that the streak continues. So it pains me to say because I hate Alabama with every ounce of my body, but I still think y'all get it done in UTK.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can.
It's
I
gonna be a
mean,
great game though if your offense doesn't struggle and throw 2 picks. But
yeah, I mean, Milroe can out there 2 picks against Tennessee,
no,
man. It wasn't. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just annoying to watch.
this
But
doesn't mean
one of
much
the
to
best
me.
games.
But Matchup Predictors has Bama favored on ESPN.
Yeah, they do.
But
And
it's
the Jets
only a
are
two
way
and a
higher.
half point spread.
It does.
Spread.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
even matter. Man, let's talk about this. Probably one of the best games this year about to happen.
mhm.
UT versus UGA in Texas.
Yep,
Um, really good game. I think that's where game day is headed. Number
it is.
5, Georgia. Number 1, Texas. Georgia allowed 31 points against Mississippi State last week
Yeah.
in Georgia. Oh, that doesn't look good. Right now, I mean, Georgia's heavily favored to win. Matchup Predictor has a 76% chance, and the spread is what's the
Minus three
spread
and a
on
half.
that? Minus 3.5. Give me Texas. Hook 'em, baby. Hook 'em horns. Give me Texas.
I think Texas has been looked the best team, like the best team all year, and I think they continue
Yeah.
it. Hook 'em horns. Texas is going to
Yeah.
win.
Yeah. Next best, we have LSU taking. I mean, you know what? Actually, I want to mention. I want to mention Texas here. I picked them last week to win by over 15 points in the Red River rivalry,
That was
and
a great call.
boy did they show up and show out. Brock, sorry, Ewers is back. Ewers is
Yeah,
back. He's back. Yeah. And I think they beat Georgia. Man, a great win in the Red River rivalry. So great win. But continuing, let's talk about LSU and Arkansas. LSU going into Arkansas, coming off a big overtime win against Ole Miss. I like the win. I said they would win that game. I'm going to be the guy. Brian Kelly continues to get falsified every year, and Arkansas seems to always beat a big team in their house. I like Arkansas to win this game. I know they've already done it against Tennessee, but I like Arkansas to win this game. Give me Arkansas.
ooh, I'm
I'm making you
disagreeing
think
with you
now.
here.
Yeah, I figured you would. Already had
I
you
was.
hyped up
I'm
for
not gonna
LSU.
lie. Even if you picked LSU, I was still going to LSU. But go Tigers is all I gotta say.
Go Tigers.
Go
Go
Tigers.
Tigers.
So I miss Coach O.
Woo pig suey, baby. Woo pig suey. All right,
Unicorn
next up
pigs.
we have Kentucky coming off a loss against Vandy. Vandy get a little bit of a hot streak going, but they will be taking on Florida at Florida. UK coming off the loss to Vandy. UF coming off a really close game to Tennessee. Mertz had a really good game until his season was ended and his college football career was ended. He tore his ACL Saturday and will have surgery next week, and that's going to be it for him. but Lagway played very well. I mean, that touchdown that he scored to tie the game at the end was a dart. It was awesome, and I think he's going to continue to grow. And so I like Florida to win this game. We've
I
picked
agree.
against Florida. We've picked against Florida too much. I have to pick them now.
I agree. I think Florida. I do think we picked against Florida too much because I thought
They
UCF
proved
was
us
going.
wrong.
Yeah, I thought UCF was going to go through them. They stood their ground, and then I thought Tennessee was going to dominate them, and
Yeah.
they kept it to overtime. So Florida's been doing a lot better than I thought all year. So I'm finally picking the Gators.
Yeah. Give me the Gators. Next we have South Carolina traveling to Oklahoma. South Carolina coming off a close loss to Bama, really brought that one down to the wire. Lenora Sellers really sold that game with 3 turnovers. Oklahoma got blown out by UT in the Red River Showdown, Red River Robbery, whatever you may have it. This one is a really big toss-up to me, but I'm going to take South Carolina.
Now I'm on the spot. Okay.
Sorry. I don't
No,
know.
you're good.
There's not much else for me to add or say there. I
There's
think.
just not much to be said. I feel like 'cause
Yeah.
but I think South Carolina played better football last week, and you know what? I'm agreeing with you here. I think they continue that, and I'll play Oklahoma in a win in Oklahoma.
So you're going
I'm
South
going.
Carolina or?
I'm going South Carolina.
Okay, cool. Next, we have Texas A&M traveling to Stark Vegas to take on Mississippi State. Number 14, Texas A&M. Had a bye week coming off a big win against Mizzou, so I've had about 2 weeks to prepare. Mississippi State looked a lot better than they have all year against UGA, I think. Looking at it, they had 306 passing yards, 20 completions, 1 interception, and then only 79 rushing yards, but that's Levy for you. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to be close, though. I think Texas A&M shows up and shows out. So give me TAMU in this one. Giga Mags.
Yeah, I got Texas A&M here too. I think they're still a sneaky playoff team because
I think so, too.
they only have what, in my opinion, 2 very tough games left, and the rest of them are completely winnable. And I think all but one of their games left are winnable, which is their last game versus Texas. So
Yeah, but I mean that's a rivalry game. The
it
rivalry's
is a
back.
rivalry game, and
So
they
we'll
haven't
talk about that more when it gets here.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more during rivalry week. But I think Texas A&M continues winning, and they, like you said, they win big here. The spread's already 15 for A&M, and I wouldn't be shocked if they won by more.
Yeah. Next, we have Ball State taking on Vandy. Vandy coming off a win, starting a little bit of a hot streak. Give me Ball State. I think Vandy loses this one because that's just my luck. So give me Ball State.
I think Vanderbilt keeps it going. I think they get 5-2 on the year. They were getting, I think, some votes to be ranked, and I think they get their first ranking in a long time after Saturday.
Do they dominate, or is it a close game?
I think it's not going to be as big as the spread is right now. I think it's going to be a 2-possession win to like 10-14, but definitely not 27.
Yeah.
Because the
Give me
spread's
Vandy,
26 minus 0.5.
Yeah. Give me Ball State, though. I just like it. I just have a sneaky suspicion. And then lastly, we have Ole Miss. They have a bye week this week, getting ready to take on Oklahoma. After back-to-back losses from Kentucky and LSU, they need to get ready to take on Oklahoma. Man, they have to turn around their season. So I like it, but hotty toddy. And as for the rest of college football, we had Penn State at USC. This is going to be rapid fire. Penn State wins a close one in overtime, 33-30. I had USC to win that game, and boy, was I close.
You were close, but you weren't right.
I wasn't right, but man, that kicker has to make that there. But happens. They're getting ready to take on Maryland. I think they beat Maryland, and then Penn State has a bye week. What are your thoughts on the Penn State USC game?
I don't really have many thoughts outside of the fact that I did say Penn State was going to go out there and win, and they freaking did that. So
barely. Most overrated team in college. Most overrated team in college football.
They are. I completely agree. They have no business being number 3 in the country right now.
Gosh, makes me so upset. And then Big Ten matchup, the biggest one probably one of the bigger ones of the year.
Mhm.
Oregon taking down Ohio State in Eugene. Man, you called it.
I
I
did.
really thought Ohio State was going to go in there and dominate, and I shouldn't have. I should have stuck with Dagum, knowing that Will Howard can't compete, and he did
Yep.
just that and couldn't compete. He slid down and wasted the time. I mean, just a terrible play there by Will Howard at the end of the game. But Oregon getting ready to take on Purdue. Look, it's a Friday night game. Already weird. Purdue beats a big team every year.
It's a
I think
night
Purdue
game.
beats Oregon. I think Purdue beats Oregon. Oh, I think Purdue beats Oregon.
I don't think that's crazy because I think it could happen too. It's going to be flashbacks. It's going to be flashbacks of 2018 when number 2 Ohio State got blown out there. It's not going to be a blowout this year, but I think they get the upset.
We're about to be in a world where Penn State's going to be number 2 after this week.
Yeah. That's insane.
Continuing. I feel like a team that should be number 2 and could end up being number 2 by the end of the year. Number 16, Indiana, a chance to stay undefeated with a big game coming up against Nebraska at home. I think Indiana will take care of business. I think Indiana's going to look really good at the end of the year. So give me Indiana in this one, but really just wanted to talk about this game and just like what I expect to see from Nebraska and Indiana. Sorry, I'm trying to get their stat pulled up. My bad.
No, I was hoping you'd take longer because I was doing the same thing.
Yeah. Rourke, 1,700 passing yards and then only 409 yards from their running back. But I think Kurt continues to coach well, and I think they just continue to get better. I think they stay undefeated this week. So give me Indiana.
I really want to pick Nebraska, but Indiana's been rolling, and
I mean they score 47.5 points a game. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. And I may be sleeping on Rutgers, but Nebraska only won 14-7, so I think Indiana's been playing better football recently, so I'm going with Indiana too.
Yeah, moving on to the Big 12. Kansas State escaping Colorado with a win. Man, Travis Hunter getting injured in the second quarter did not return. However, obviously that'll do bad things for his Heisman candidacy, but I mean, Shedeur and Colorado, a way to stay in it with 3 receivers out. Travis Hunter exited, and then they had 2 other receivers go down too. One of 4 wideouts go down. Jimmy Horn, Amari Miller, and Terrell Timmons as well. But them to stay in that game and keep it a close 3-point game, the defense really stepped up towards the end of the year. Towards the end of the game. I like what I'm seeing out of Colorado, and they definitely have a chance to be a bowl team.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, Shedeur Sanders was good for 388 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only had 6 incompletions. That's crazy. But looked really, man, I thought they were going to pull it out at the end and just couldn't get it done. So, yeah. Continuing with the Big 12, Iowa State staying undefeated with a big win over West Virginia, 28-16, the final there. They are now ranked number 9 in the nation. I just like the way that, Iowa State continues to look. I think they're going to continue to be good. They also became bowl eligible. And this Saturday, they'll take on UCF at UCF. That'll be a pretty big game, and I think Iowa State wins that one. And will be, they will be the Big 12 champion at the end of the year, I think. It'll be between them and BYU. So
I think they take care of UCF too. UCF looks so rough down the stretch.
Yeah, man. I thought they were going to be a lot better than they were. Speaking of BYU, they stay undefeated. A huge win over Arizona. They're 6-0, and this is their best start since 2020. This week they have a Friday night game taking on Oklahoma State, who just has not looked great this year. So I like BYU to stay 7-0 this year.
I do too.
Or 7-0 this week. So Iowa State and BYU will continue to be tied for the Big 12. Man, let's talk about this. Cam Rising out indefinitely this week with a leg injury. Could possibly medical redshirt and could be eligible for an 8th year. Man, I think it's time for him to hit the portal. And I don't mean the transfer portal. It's time for him to hit the job portal.
I think so too. And I'm all for like 1 or 2 medical red shirts because stuff happens. I get that. Like right. No one's perfect and no one stays uninjured their whole career. But he was I was in 8th grade when he enrolled to Texas his freshman year. We are sophomores in college now. This
Yeah,
man needs to respectfully, I don't think football is his calling anymore. Like you said, he needs to get a LinkedIn and get a job. Because at this point, he has to have a PhD or something.
has to. Man, has to. Yeah. Golly. I don't know.
Yeah.
But some good news in college football other than that. Ashton Jeanty, man, continues his Heisman campaign, 217 yards and a touchdown pass
He threw
for
a
him as
touchdown?
Boise. No. He caught a touchdown. Sorry. I
Oh,
did not
oh,
mean
oh,
caught,
oh.
caught a touchdown pass. Sorry about that.
Yeah. It wouldn't
Continues. I think
surprise me if he threw one, though. I just want to put that
I
out
wouldn't
there.
be surprised if, yeah, no, not surprising at all. He's at 9.9 yards per carry this year.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, if he doesn't win the Heisman, man, he's got to continue it, obviously, but can definitely win the Heisman. I think Boise State wins the Mountain West, but yeah, just a really, really good game for him. And he's just, man, he's legit.
Yeah, he's hard to root against. I love Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah, And then in other news, this time just top 25 news: Army and Navy in the top 25 for the first time since 1960. That's crazy. They're both
I know.
undefeated. Army's 6-0, 5-0 in the Athletic American Conference, and then Navy is, I want to say, the same.
I think they should be undefeated.
Yeah, I know they're undefeated, but
I don't know what. I think they're in the American too.
yeah, they're in the AAC, and they are undefeated as well. So they're Navy's 3-0 in conference, 5-0 overall. So yeah, you know what's crazy though? They can both be
In the playoff?
no, they can sorry.
Meet for the conference title.
No, yeah, they can meet for the conference title, and one of them can have one loss and then go to the Army Navy game, and they can both have one loss, but one's getting into the playoffs because of the way the ranking is. That's crazy. Crazy. But yeah, it's just something awesome. I mean, that's super dope because, I mean, their football hasn't historically been great. So this is cool to see both of them in there. And I mean, dominating too.
Vanderbilt's 26th in the country for votes for top 25. So
yeah, they'll be in it soon
when they beat Ball State this weekend. All right, I'm transitioning to this our last point.
Yeah.
Preseason AP top 25 for college basketball has finally came out today.
Let's go, baby. Basketball season's almost here. Yes.
And we have, how many teams is this in the top 25 for the Southeastern Conference? We got Alabama 1. Number 2 in the country, but number like, I'm counting them out. And then we got Auburn at 11.
1, 2.
And then Tennessee's next at 12. A&M, Arkansas, Texas, Florida, Kentucky, and Ole Miss.
Give me 9. SEC with 9 top 25 teams. Let's go. Yeah, Bama at number 2. Surprised they're not number 1, but can understand it. And then Auburn at number 11. Man, this year's going to be a good year for basketball. It's going to be a great year for basketball, at least for us. More so for me, but, you know.
I want your preseason prediction. Who meets in the SEC title game this year?
It could honestly be us.
Yeah.
Could really be us.
I was going to say, I really do think Auburn and Alabama are going to be the top 2 teams in the conference this year.
But also, could be Arkansas.
Yeah. Like my top 3 in order right now is probably Bama, Auburn, Arkansas, then Tennessee at 4.
Yeah, I like Tennessee. They lost Connect, so of course they're not going to be great as good next year. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for basketball season. We have our first game coming up soon, so excited to see what we do. But yeah, man, let's go. Roll Tide.
War Eagle.
Good luck this week against Mizzou. Man, hopefully we can pull out the win against UTK.
Good luck against UTK. That's going to be a great game to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited.
What time's that game?
It'd probably be like 2:30 kickoff because Georgia and Texas will take.
You're right.
So I think it's Bama and
you have the 2:30 time.
Yeah, it's the 2:30. That makes sense. Yeah, hopefully we pull that one out, and I hope Auburn can pull this one out against Mizzou. Actually, just kidding. Go Tigers, and I don't mean the Auburn ones. But yeah, good week this week for college football fans, and going to be even better soon enough for college basketball fans.
Mhm.
This is Rivals in the Booth. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Kyle Holton, signing out. Roll Tide.
War Eagle.